What if your money started paying you every single month? Whether you woke up early, whether you worked, or whether you stayed home in your pajamas. That's exactly what dividend investing can do for you. And today, I'm going to show you step by step how to build a portfolio that generates $1,000 a month in dividend income. Whether you're already retired, planning to retire in the next few years, or just starting to think about financial security, this video is for you. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Real quick, if you're finding value in plain English financial education like this, please hit that like button right now and tap subscribe to Economics 1144. It only takes a second, and it genuinely helps more people just like you find this channel. All right, let's get into it. Before we talk about building income, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what dividends actually are. Because once you understand this, it's going to make everything else click. When a company makes a profit, it has a choice. It can reinvest all of that money back into the business, or it can share a portion of those profits with the people who own shares of that company. Those shared profits are called dividends. Think of it this way. Say you own shares of a large consumer goods company, maybe a company that makes everyday products you buy at the grocery store. Every quarter, that company sends you a payment, just because you own their stock. You didn't have to do any extra work. That payment lands in your brokerage account like clockwork. Now here's the beautiful part for those of us who are 50 and older. Dividends can become predictable income, similar to a paycheck, but one that doesn't require you to show up to work every day. The more shares you own, and the higher the dividend, the more income you receive. Simple as that. Okay, now the big question everyone asks. How much money do I actually need invested to make $1,000 a month? It depends on the dividend yield of your investments. Yield is just a percentage. It tells you how much income you earn per year relative to what you invested. Let me show you 3 common scenarios. At a 4% dividend yield, which is considered conservative and common among blue-chip stocks and established ETFs, you would need approximately $300,000 invested to generate $12,000 per year, or $1,000 per month. At a 5% yield, found with many dividend ETFs and some REITs, you'd need around $240,000 invested. And at a 6% yield, which is possible with higher income REITs and certain covered call ETFs, you would need approximately $200,000 invested. Now, I know those are significant numbers, but here's the important thing I want you to hear. You don't have to have all of that money right now. You build it over time, and every dollar you invest gets you closer to that monthly income goal. So where do you actually put your money to earn these dividends? I want to walk you through 3 categories that are especially well-suited for investors over 50 who are focused on income. The first is dividend ETFs, exchange-traded funds. Think of an ETF as a basket that holds dozens or even hundreds of dividend-paying stocks all at once. Instead of picking individual companies yourself, you buy one fund and instantly own a diversified slice of many companies. Examples include funds that track dividend growth indexes, companies that have consistently raised their dividends year after year. This is great for someone who wants simplicity, diversification, and a set-it-and-mostly-forget-it approach. ETFs also tend to have very low fees, which means more of your money stays working for you. By the way, if you're halfway through this video and finding it useful, this is the perfect moment to hit that like button. It tells YouTube this content is worth sharing, and it helps us reach more people who need this information. Thank you so much. Now let's keep going. The second pillar is blue-chip stocks. These are shares in large, well-established companies, the kind you've heard of your whole life. Companies in sectors like consumer staples, healthcare, energy, and utilities. Many of these companies have been paying dividends for decades. Some have even raised their dividends every single year for 25 years or more. Those are called dividend aristocrats. The appeal here is stability. These aren't flashy companies chasing the next trend. They're steady, dependable, and focused on rewarding long-term shareholders like you. The third pillar is REITs, real estate investment trusts. REITs allow you to invest in real estate without buying property, dealing with tenants, or fixing anything. By law, REITs are required to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income as dividends to shareholders. That's why they often offer some of the highest dividend yields available. You can find REITs that invest in apartment buildings, healthcare facilities, data centers, retail centers, and more. They add diversification and often provide attractive income, especially in sectors tied to long-term trends like aging populations and housing demand. Now, let's put this all together. Here's a sample portfolio allocation for someone aiming to build toward $1,000 a month in dividend income. This is for educational purposes only, not personalized financial advice, but it gives you a real-world example to think about. 40% in dividend ETFs, for broad diversification, stable income, and low fees. 35% in blue-chip dividend stocks, reliable companies with dividend growth. And 25% in REITs, for higher yield and real estate exposure. At a blended average yield of around 4.5 to 5%, this kind of allocation on a $240,000 portfolio could realistically generate close to $1,000 per month in dividend income. And remember, many dividend stocks and ETFs pay quarterly, but by choosing investments that pay in different months, you can actually build a portfolio that sends you income every single month of the year. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to be completely honest with you, because that's what you deserve. Dividends are not guaranteed. Companies can reduce or eliminate their dividends during tough economic times. It happened to some well-known companies during the 2008 financial crisis, and again during COVID in 2020. And here's another important truth. Higher yields often come with higher risk. If you see a stock offering a 10 or 12% dividend yield, that's a signal to dig deeper. Sometimes a very high yield means the company is under financial stress, and the dividend may not be sustainable. That's why diversification matters so much. Spreading your investments across ETFs, blue chips, and REITs helps protect you if any single investment runs into trouble. I always recommend consulting with a qualified financial advisor before making any major investment decisions. Use this video as a starting point to learn and ask better questions, not as a substitute for personalized advice. Here's what I want you to take away from today. It is absolutely not too late to start building dividend income. Whether you're 52 or 68, the best time to start was yesterday. But the second best time is right now. Every $100 you invest in dividend-paying assets is another step toward financial peace of mind. You've worked hard your whole life. Building passive income isn't about getting rich quick. It's about creating freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your time, your energy, and your attention. Start with what you have. Be consistent. Reinvest your dividends when you can. And give your investments time to grow. I'll be right here with you every step of the way, sharing the strategies, the tools, and the plain English explanations you need to make smart decisions with your money. If this video was helpful to you, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. It helps more people just like you find this channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss a new video from Economics 1144. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments below. Tell me, what's your biggest question about dividend investing? Or let me know what topic you'd like me to cover next. I read every single comment. Thank you so much for watching Economics 1144. I'll see you in the next one.